Good afternoon. My name is Mike Wagner. Last year at this time, the committee accepted an annual report that didn't even bother to include the average length of stay, one of the most important metrics for a high-volume shelter, and staff omitted it. This year we see a claim of a live release rate for cats of 86%. I've calculated that number. It's live outcomes divided by total outcomes, and it looks like staff has gone against the wishes of the auditor and the audit, page 60, which says stop taking a shelter service called TNR and using it in your intake and outcomes. On page 4, they say they've aligned themselves with the audit and they're no longer counting it as intake, but they're counting it in return to field, which is a live outcome. How do we know that? Because Dr. Cather sent a directive, an order to her staff on December 26th of last year saying, outcome TNR, always RTF. That's how you inflate the live release rate. The real live release rate is 81%, give or take it. It's not 86%.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Fatima, long-time foster service. For past year, you have received many photos and first-hand reports demonstrating mismanagement of the shelter, yet despite meeting after meeting, you see the same results. Over here, the current management team has failed us numerous times, and I want to ask you guys to please listen to us, all of our fosters over here, and understand that we, as fosters, see firsthand of what we do, and what we see is different from what the reports are coming in. It is not the same at all. The management has failed numerous times for the past 4 years, and I personally have emailed you guys pictures, evidence, documentations, and it's just big failure that they sit here and say everything is good, and it is not. And I want you guys to please listen to us who take the.
Thank you. Next speaker.
I volunteered with dogs at both San Jose Animal Center as well as Humane Society in Milpitas. The difference is night and day. I urge you to visit the Humane Society yourself sometime to see the difference. I have 2 suggestions. Number 1, soundproof the dog pens completely. That's what they do at Humane. Due to the intense noise, the dogs are stressed, and potential adopters see agitated, barking dogs, which slows adoptions. Number 2, allow volunteers easy access to enter and exit through the back of the dog rooms for dog walks and cleaning. It's not safe for visitors or the dogs to force them out into the public areas for walks. I will be emailing you pictures and a little more explanation, and I will also send videos, and I've put something in the written record. Yes, this will cost money, but our area has some of the wealthiest and most innovative corporations here. There is no reason why our homeless animals shouldn't get the best care.
Thank you. Next speaker.
My name is Ann DeShane. I'm a resident of Willow Glen. I have been coming here for almost 2 years to try and get change at the San Jose Animal Care Center. I was hopeful that positive change is happening when I saw that 2 dogs that were on the euthanasia list had been reassessed and are now up for adoption. That is wonderful. But unfortunately, there's still other areas at the shelter.
Please press the button again.
Okay, the mic's on. There's still people, I'm still seeing people on Nextdoor stating that when they bring in stray dogs, they're told they cannot accept them. The public still does not have a way to find lost pets because the shelter is not taking lost dog reports. The medical care is still having issues. I want to talk about Betty, who was up on the picture. She was a Persian cat that was found by a man who took her to the shelter. She needed to be spayed and also have a mast cell tumor removed. During her spay surgery, she aspirated and had complications, which Persian cats are prone to have. 2 days later, Betty was put under again to have the mast cell tumor removed, again aspirated, but this time she could not be revived and died. Why did she need the second surgery so close to the first? With over 30 years of nursing experience, I know she cannot have recovered.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker.
And committee members, good afternoon. I'm a San Jose resident here to speak for Animals with No Voice. It has been a year since the audit, and I am outraged. Despite an over $17 million budget, our shelters still deals with terrible overcrowding and no proper vet care. New leaders and more money didn't fix the core problem. The suffering has not stopped. We demand this committee commit to 5 actions now for accountability. 1, open books, provide a full public audit of the entire $17.5 million budget. 2, get real experts, establish an independent oversight board with certified vets and proven rescue partners. 3, sign contracts, create formal enforceable MOUs with rescue groups, no more handshakes. 4, stop the secrecy, mandate monthly public reports on intakes, outcomes, and staffing. 5, fund the care, fully staff and fund the shelter for
Thank you. That's your time. Next group of speakers to make their way down. Elena Gaffney. Valentina, please wait. Lynn Ramirez. Dinah Hayes. And Courtney Farrow. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Davis Matthews. I'm from Sustain Our Shelters. Mr. Lesh previously committed to forming a community action committee made up of 7 community members who would meet with him regularly. Much time has passed. The committee still does not exist. In a recent meeting I had with Mr. Lesh and Ms. Wiley, he stated the committee would not be happening. Instead, he has been meeting only with selected rescues and TNR volunteers, which is not what he committed to. I am asking this council committee to direct him to form the committee as promised, ensuring it includes a true cross-section of the animal advocacy community. I also ask you to consider moving San Jose Animal Care and Services back to Parks, Recreation, and Neighborhood Services, where it was originally starting when the shelter opened in 2024 and where it logically belongs. Finally, please request a financial audit of the Guardian Angel Program and SJAX, since nearly $700,000 in donations were collected during the previous fiscal year without detailed public expenditure records. Only a small fraction has been accounted for. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon. My name is Anna, and I am deeply concerned about Animal Services' lack of oversight and accountability. I've reported severe ethics violations to Director Loesch, Deputy Director Wiley, and Animal Control Captain Jenkins. These violations include Animal Control Officer Jackie Fisher gifting stolen animals to shelter volunteer Leslie Romo, retaliation, a warrantless search and seizure outside of jurisdiction, and ethics violations too numerous to name here. I provided detailed and verifiable evidence, and they have failed to take any disciplinary action and will no longer respond to me, using an ongoing investigation as a shield to dodge accountability. It doesn't matter what task a shelter employee or its associates are working on, they are responsible for their misconduct and must be held accountable for their transgressions. Animal Services can't succeed while leadership enables and participates in corruption. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, Anna Spear. I'm looking forward to working with you, and you have a big job ahead of you. I am a neonate bottle feeder, have done it for years. Last year, before kitten season, I've actually bottle fed over 500 kittens. Last year before kitten season, I went in, offered to do the training as I had in past years. I was told thank you, but no thank you, because I was not currently fostering for the shelter. I was not fostering for the shelter because there was a lot of things that were not going well. I'm not going to go into the specifics here, but there was a lot that needed to be done. Since then, a lot of kittens were not being cared for correctly because there was a one-size-fits-all program that was implemented. You can't fit kittens into a one-size-fits-all for little tiny babies. And fosters were not being given the correct.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Courtney and I worked at SJAX until June. I witnessed many of the shelter's systemic failures firsthand. In May, I found a dog named Lola in the medical area only because an IV machine was beeping. Medical staff had gone home hours earlier, leaving her unattended with a leash tightly wrapped around her neck and an IV line wrapped around her body. I did everything I could to save her despite having no medical training as an ACA 1 and immediately contacted management. No one responded. The public statement released afterwards was misleading and resulted in members of the community blaming me, leading to online harassment and even literal death threats. But the larger issue is this: Lola's death was not a freak accident. It was the result of a shelter with no written procedures, no real training beyond shadowing other untrained staff, and no accountability. Audit recommendation number 14 requests written protocols and proper training, yet 7 months later, this still has not been implemented. These issues are structural and they will continue without meaningful leadership change. Please reject Matt Lash's memo, conduct a full financial audit, and
Good, thank you. And the last group, just wait one moment. The last group to call down, Janine Sullivan. It looks like Christina Callahan, I believe. Lori Landis. Rosario, last name with a C. Chris Giangreco and Christina Banajera. And that's all the cards I have. If you did not hear your name, please make your way down. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda. A few weeks ago, I found an injured dog in San Jose who had been hit by a car. I rushed him to MedVet in Campbell, and thanks to their care, he survived, but it was only because of the one-time exception. Under the San Jose Animal Care Center recent policy change, MedVet is no longer allowed to accept stray or found animals for emergency care when the shelter is closed, unless the finder pays out of pocket. Instead, residents are told to call the non-emergency police line or 911. That experience made something very clear. This policy has created a dangerous gap in care and that dog was lucky. He was microchipped and reunited with his family, but many animals won't be so fortunate. Since October, if you find an injured, sick, or underage animal after hours, your only option is to call the police and pay your bill yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you all for your time and appreciate your support and listening to everybody here today. My name is Dinah. I am a foster, an advocate, and on the front line of the animal overpopulation crisis here in the city of San Jose. I do trap, neuter, return across every district in the city. I help your constituents on a regular basis. San Jose cannot reduce animal homelessness without a prevention-focused strategy. While the ACS annual report highlights adoptions and intake reductions, it leaves out the most essential context: how many healthy animals are turned away, why so many arrive sick or injured, how many requests for help go unanswered, and whether our resources are addressing root causes or simply reacting to emergencies. Prevention must be the priority. That includes reopening the TNR request list. Even with long wait times, tracking demand is essential. Without data, we cannot make strategic decisions. A closed list hides the need. A wait list.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker.
Good afternoon, Chair and council members. I'm here today to beg you to help the animals at the San Jose Animal Shelter on Monterey Road. The shelter is overwhelmed. Dogs are being turned away because there is no space, and more animals are being euthanized simply because there is nowhere for them to go. It is heartbreaking and it is preventable. When the city ended the low-cost spay and neuter program about 5 years ago, the nonstop flow of dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens became unmanageable. Staff and volunteers are doing everything they can, but they cannot keep up. Without affordable spay and neuter services, the overcrowding will never stop. I'm asking you to bring that program back. It's the only real way to reduce intake and give these animals a chance at life. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Valentina Martinchik. I volunteered at the shelter for 6 years. I know that by speaking today, I'm likely losing any remaining chance of ever being allowed to volunteer again at the shelter, because this shelter is managed through retaliation, bullying, and harassment. Today I'm talking about volunteers, not animals. San Jose Animal Shelter shows very little respect for the volunteers who are essentially running their own program. They're doing roughly 90% of work that should be handled by the volunteer coordinator, a position currently held by Elaine Rodriguez, which makes $85,000 a year. When volunteers speak up because they're frustrated and want things to improve, they are punished or pushed out without any explanation. There are many cases of bullying and intimidation, but people are afraid to speak up. In the 21st century, in the country where free...
That's your time. Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello, I'm Elena Gaffney. I'm from a local San Jose-based rescue group. Matlish told me about a year ago about multiple groups outreach, and he was frustrated. In response, I submitted a proposal for public commission. A year passed. No commission ever formed. Instead, we still see selective closed-door conversations with small groups that we don't even know who they are. And San Jose dog rescues are excluded, even from pilot spay-neuter discussions. Meanwhile, critical questions are unanswered. Why is Animal Services under Public Works, a building group? Where is the spay-neuter budget going? Why were offers of high-volume spay-neuter providers rejected by the city? I believe it was the city's attorney's office. Why has intake and spay-neuter collapsed while being presented as progress? They skipped in their report data from 2008.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm a dog volunteer, and I'm just here today because I feel like the city continues to fund the crisis instead of solutions that would actually fix it. We live in San Jose, and according to the California legislation AB 240 analysis and San Francisco ASPCA, you need about $2,000 per animal to spay and neuter them, to house them, feed them, field services. And currently, I calculated we have over 18,000 entries for fiscal year 24 to 25. 2,000 are repeat entries, but those are still entries into the shelter. So I don't know where you got the 12,000 number from. I'd love to talk about it, but that means we're only spending about $960 on each animal. So I believe that they're struggling and the shelter needs help, and I feel like they're doing everything that they can, but at the end of the day, they need more resources from the city.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker.
Hi, my name is Christina Banerjee, and I would like to volunteer with the approval and onboarding process for the volunteers.
Hello, my name is Janine Sullivan. I'm a kitten foster volunteer. Please don't stop asking for accountability and progress now that it's been over a year since the audit was completed. There continues to be poor communication and protocols, a lack of proactive outreach and relationship building to fosters, rescues, and others. Currently, there are hundreds of volunteer applications that go unanswered. Many of the public have been trying to help and are not being addressed. Numerous cats in back rooms have been not actively promoted to rescue or foster. Things are slipping through the cracks and continue to happen. The current management team and shelter coordinators have been given recommendations from a number of stakeholders over the last year and beyond. This is well documented. Earlier this year, after hearing no outreach from the division manager, volunteer coordinator, and foster coordinator, fellow foster Fatima Lubinsky and I called for a meeting to discuss concerns and demand a call for action. After repeated and documented attempts, the same management team has refused or obstructed many of the simplest of efforts to make improvements. We often have been missing.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker.
My name is Rosario Concilio. Mr. Chairman, esteemed council members, I'd like to put things in perspective here. Not that long ago, we were doing an intake of 17,000 animals per annum at the shelter. We had live release rates over 90%. TNR, we were doing 160 felines a week. Now what do we got? 12,000 animals per annum, no TNR, live release rates. We don't even make no-kill status. Clearly there has to be a change here. All right, there needs to be some major surgery. I think the first step is to get SJACs the hell out of public works. All right. I think there should be. I think there should be a direct report to the assistant to Mr. Rios, Angel Rios. I think that's the only way we're going to get something done here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker.
I'm not very well versed in this issue. I've got plenty of other things that I deal with on behalf of my community. We have some seriously dedicated community members in our neighborhood that estimate that they've TNR'd over 300 cats over the last 5 years, which is a big impact. They've told me about some of the problems that they've experienced with the shelter. One of them being, from what I understand, they have trouble scheduling TNRs because the place isn't properly staffed. And my response is, if the place isn't properly staffed and those staffing levels are funded, why doesn't the city take that funding for those unemployed positions and contract with veterinary services to keep the TNRs flowing? I mean, that's just basic, pretty basic solution. Thank you.
Thank you. That's your time. Next speaker. Back to NSE.